The Scottish SPCA is on the front line in the fight against animal cruelty, and every year the charity saves thousands of pets, livestock and wildlife. We're going behind the scenes at the Society to reveal how they rescue Scotland's injured, abused and neglected animals. Coming up, horseplay at the races is a worry for Gemma.
The other horse ambulance, she's got a quad bike, so she'll be off just now to see if she can catch it.
And little Elvis hopes to escape his jailhouse rock. The island of Lewis and Harris in the Outer Hebrides contains some of the most magnificent landscapes that Scotland has to offer. Areas of peat bog are scattered across low rocky hills in the north. And in the south, on the Atlantic coast, higher mountains tower above unspoiled golden sands. Sheep grazing and deer stalking are the main uses for the land, while coastal areas are populated by birds of prey like kestrels, sparrowhawks and buzzards. Scottish SPCA Senior Inspector Callum Watts arriving near the tiny Harris settlement of Scarista. He's had a call about an injured buzzard that was spotted out on this hill late last night.
Yeah, this isn't going to be easy. It's just a big hill here and we don't know where this buzzard is, like from last night. So we'll just have to, just a case of walking the hill, see if we can come across it. Birds of prey have been active here. Feathers around. This, I don't know if this is from the buzzard in particular, but there's been activity of birds of prey here, you know. So just have to keep looking really, see if along this route. Just this way it was reported last night has been opposite this last cottage in Scarista. So we'll just have to have a look in the peat banks up here.
If the buzzard's as badly hurt as Callum fears, it'll be easy prey for other birds. So it's a race against the clock to find it. Here's a little hound dog, looking for the promised land of a new home. 4-year-old Lassa Apso Elvis has been in the Scottish SPCA's Aberdeenshire Rescue and Rehoming Centre for 6 months and has had no luck getting new digs. In fact, he's been a return to sender 5 times from potential owners who couldn't cope with his separation issues. And that's left him, yeah, you've guessed it, all shook up. Okay, enough Elvis songs already. But at last, the little fella has his best chance yet of finding a new owner. It's now or never for Elvis. Sorry, couldn't resist that one.
Nice to meet you. Right, yeah, you were interested in rehoming.
Yes.
Elvis.
Elvis.
Senior Inspector Andy Brown's visiting former teacher Erica Money at her home near Aviemore. She fell in love with Elvis on a previous trip to the Aberdeen Centre to pick up a dog for her son. She's already got a pooch called Maggie, so that's a good start. But Andy needs to make sure Erica knows what she's taking on.
Come on, you wee show-offy, what you like. From our side, we want to see him into a home environment as soon as possible. Yes, but on the other side of that, we want it to be the right home, you know. Yeah. And it's just come along speaking to yourself to see about, you know, to see what you're like, and sometimes what the surroundings are like for it, yes. You know.
Yeah, I know.
You've had dogs all your days, you know about vets bills and kennelling fees, inoculations, feeding even now is not cheap. So a suitable home for the rest of its life, and that's really what we're after.
Well, hopefully,
look
yes.
at this wee thing. It's obviously well happy, aren't you? Yes, so.
It's a big house, so there'll be plenty of room for Maggie and Elvis. And Erica has even got an ideal space out in the garden where the dogs will be secure.
Lovely and dry.
Nice. Yeah, it's lovely and dry.
Yeah. Oh no, it's ample space. But that is something one you'd have to discuss. I mean, it's not a small cage; it's a large area.
No, it's a large area.
It's a good kennel and run for the dog.
So, with Inspector Andy satisfied, it looks like Maggie is going to get a little pal, and Elvis will have the new start he's been dreaming about. Back on the island of Lewis and Harris, Senior Inspector Callum Watts is trying to find an injured buzzard. It's somewhere on this hill near Scarista in the south. And with a suspected broken wing, it's likely to be in severe pain.
Finding birds of prey on the hill, injured ones, is really difficult because they blend so well, their colouring blends so well in with the natural environment. So it's good to look out for all the indicators of wildlife round about what you're looking for. For example, like crows, other birds, where the sheep are, the wind direction, if there's any feathers down, if there's any droppings or anything, you can pick up all these sort of things.
Tourists who've heard about the buzzard's plight are helping out and could be valuable extra eyes and ears. But after half an hour, Callum's no closer to discovering the bird.
You give it your best shot, you have a look for it, but you can't go on forever looking for it. If it's down and it's in a wee crevice somewhere or in a wee peat bank somewhere and it doesn't move, you can actually walk straight past it. Definitely. Especially in these old lazy bed systems where it could be just at the next, just lying, sheltering in the next lazy bed. So you've got to sort of try and comb as much area as you can.
All the time Inspector Callum searches, the injured buzzard is in more agony and could be picked off by other birds. Musselburgh Racecourse near Edinburgh has been a feature of the Scottish horse racing calendar since it opened its gates in 1816. It's one of the most popular venues in the country, with more than 70,000 punters a year coming to its meetings. The Scottish SPCA helps ensure safety standards are the highest they can be at all of Scotland's racecourses. Gemma is the Society's horse ambulance driver, and she's getting ready to start work at a busy meeting.
Yesterday it was pretty wet, so the ground was wet. Quite a lot of horses that have been pulled out, and then today it's really nice. So we've got the water and things ready for the horses if they do overheat. So they've got everything, covered on a welfare point of view.
Gemma works closely with Clerk of the Course, Harriet Graham.
See, there's a lot of non-runners as well because of the
ground.
Growing,
yeah. It was, when they decked, it was good growing. Yeah. And now it's soft going, so obviously we get lots of non-runners. But that's better from a welfare issue. We don't want horses running
if you want them
on the ground.
That's good.
Yeah.
There are 7 races on the card, so Gemma might have her work cut out. It's a hot summer's day, so she needs to make sure there's enough water in the parade ring in Winner's enclosure. It'll be used to cool the horses down once the race is finished. Then she checks in with the duty vet, Justine Kane-Smith.
It is quite warm today. Do you think any of the horses have been overheating or?
I think we're by the coast, we're pretty good. We've got a steady breeze.
Yeah.
Occasionally horses that are racing, they will suffer heat stress, but generally in Scotland that's not much of an issue. Like so Dubai, places like that, you're going to run into those issues, but not so much here.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any problems.
So far, so good. The horses all seem to be in great condition, and despite the soft ground, there have been no injuries out on the course. But Gemma's still got another 5 races to keep a close eye on. Later in the programme, on Lewis, Inspector Callum's distracted from his buzzard hunt.
All you can do, if the ducks belong to somebody, then you've got to try and protect them better from the otter.
And will Elvis and Maggie hit it off in Aberdeen? Scottish SPCA Senior Inspector Callum Watts scouring a hillside on the island of Lewis and Harris for an injured buzzard. He's been up here for over an hour, and there's still no sign of it. The bird has a suspected broken wing, so if it's not already been killed by another predator like a crow or a mink, it's likely to be in excruciating pain.
Hello, Scottish SPCA.
Even when he's working out in the hills,
Yeah.
Callum can't escape calls about other animal problems.
No. And all you can do, if the ducks belong to somebody, then you've got to try and protect them better from the otter. Otters are protected species, and we wouldn't, and we couldn't do anything about them anyway. They don't know where you are. They're not know where you are, and the fact that you're halfway up a hill in Harris and Scarista, you just have to take the calls and just do what you can. Yeah. Let's go on. Higher up.
Back at the Scottish SPCA Centre in Aberdeenshire, 4-year-old Lassa Apso, Elvis, is meeting his new owner, Erica.
Well, Elvis, are you going to come home? Does he know the sort of basic commands, sit and come?
He knows sit, yeah, and he will sort of come to you when you call him.
Yes.
Other than that, he doesn't know much more. But he's very clever, so...
They are as a breed, I believe, yes. Very quick to learn. Oh, well, we'll maybe do agility with you, you never know.
We'd enjoy that, wouldn't we?
Well, I noticed when he jumped up onto the seat, he's got quite a spring. He would be quite good at that. Go on then, dogs.
It's a big moment for little El. He's been sent back from 5 different owners because his problem is he can't stand to be left on his own. But Elvis seems to be walking happily enough with Erica's other dog, Maggie. So if they become pals, then that should get him over his separation issues.
Come on in.
With his checkered history, it's not at all certain Elvis will find a permanent home with Erica. But it certainly looks as if it's his best chance yet.
Just to let everybody know, Elvis has left the building.
Back at Musselburgh, and horse ambulance driver Gemma is having a day at the races. But it's all part of her job.
The reason why the SSPCA are at the race days is for animal welfare, so horse welfare. So we're basically here just to make sure that the horses' needs are put first, that they're happy, that they're not, getting overexcited or stressed. If there is an injury, there is another horse ambulance, so I would take that horse that's been injured away to the veterinary centre so that it gets treatment as soon as possible.
It's a very busy day at Musselburgh. Thousands of punters have turned up to see 7 races. So far, it's all been plain sailing. But then, just before the start of the final race, there's a problem. One of the horses has unseated its rider and is now running loose around the track.
I think it was just excitement more than anything else. The other horse ambulance, she's got a quad bike, so she'll be off just now to see if she can catch it. But that's a bit of a worry. Obviously stress as well. It should stop now up here, because usually they stop where they start.
But this horse has other ideas.
Trying to catch it when it's still running will stress it out even more. They've got the groom now, so he'll be going down to try and catch it, or the handler to try and catch it.
Fortunately, the horse is captured before it can do itself any damage. And Gemma doesn't have to spring into action with the horse ambulance.
It's been caught, so they'll take it to the stables, they'll probably cool it off with some water, and then they'll get it checked over by the vet and things as well.
The punters who bet on the loose horse will all get their money back, and there doesn't seem to be any injury to the animal, so everyone's happy. And it's been a largely uneventful day for Gemma and the Scottish SPCA.
Their presence here gives Scottish racing a backup that we're trying to do everything properly. Horse racing takes horse welfare extremely, extremely importantly. It's my main job, is keeping it right for the horses. If it's right for the horses, it's right for everybody else.
The horses is brilliant, no welfare issues. They're all lovely.
An injured buzzard on the island of Lewis and Harris has been causing a lot of concern to Senior Inspector Callum Watts.
You hate to think of it being on this hill with a broken wing, and you know, if it has to die, then we should help it die humanely by giving it an injection if it's got a broken wing. I'd just like to have found it, but anyway, that's just the way it goes.
Inspector Callum decides to abandon the search. And it looks like the tourists who were helping are also calling it a day. But then, something catches their eye.
There, look, there it is, there it is, look. We missed it. We missed it all of that time. It's so easy to miss them.
It's hard to trap an injured bird of prey on a steep hill like this. But Callum has to make sure he gets hold of it so he can find out how badly injured it is. The bird's exhausted, and finally Callum manages to catch it in his net. It's taken nearly 2 hours, but now he'll be able to inspect its injuries.
I'm going to take it back to the van in the net, right, to contain it as best as possible. Then I can examine it properly in the van, okay?
If he can't be fixed, it's better that he doesn't die out here, I think, being attacked or just slowly dying because he's starving and thirsty. So I'd rather see that he was either able to be sorted and be able to be released or be anaesthetised, so yeah.
I'm going to have to humanely destroy it because it's got a broken wing. Okay, so I'm just going to quietly do that just now. I'll keep him contained.
It's a heartbreaking end for the proud bird of prey.
Ah, what a shame. That bird was never going to be able to be rehabilitated back into the wild. And we have a policy in SPCA, which is quite right, that if we can't release something back into the wild for it to have the ability to survive the rest of its life, then it has to be humanely destroyed. And it's an irony in a way that you put in all that effort to find something and then you go and humanely destroy it. What we're trying to do is ensure that things don't suffer, right? And the bird is no longer suffering.
It's time to find out how Lassa Apso Elvis is getting on in his new home near Aviemore.
Come on, let's go walkies. Hey? Yes.
He had a hard time adjusting to 5 other owners and always ended up back with the Scottish SPCA. He's been with Erica Money and her Jack Russell Maggie for almost 2 months, which is a record for Elvis.
Well, he's just a darling wee dog. I took to him as soon as I saw him in the kennels. He'd just come out of a bath and was looking very bedraggled. And I don't know, just something just bonded then, I think. And he's just a dear wee dog. And he gets on so well with Maggie. They're great pals.
Elvis hates being left on his own, which is why he didn't take to the other owners. But with Maggie around, he's always got a friend to play with.
She was a wee bit jealous, but she took to him straight away. But she was jealous of me speaking to him, and it's just like the second child. You've got to lavish more attention on the first one when another one comes along. But no, I think she'd miss him if he wasn't there. Now they're always together, just playing, and they sleep together. They curl up on the sofa together, and they both sleep in my bed at night.
As well as his new surroundings, Elvis has had to get used to another change.
I couldn't stand Elvis, and I couldn't stand his name. The first day I was going to call him Dougal from Magic Roundabout because he came all with all the hair all over the place. And the family said, oh, no, Boris, obviously. So Boris he is. He just seemed to answer to it immediately. Didn't you, Boris?
It's the perfect result for Boris. A happy home with a loving owner and a ready-made pal to share his life.
Oh, you're a good girl. There you are. Clever girl.